Welcome to the Mamas Partnering with God podcast. I am your host, Molly Bunnell, mom, wife, and Jesus lover, and this is where we tackle life struggles with the help and guidance from God. In this podcast, you will find God-led solutions through partnering with God in your life. My mission is to equip you with the tools that will bring you closer to God, allowing you to find faith, hope, and peace so that you can tackle marriage, motherhood, and finances with ease. It can be so easy to let the world run your life, but what do you get from that? Pain, heartache, struggle? But with God as your solution and creating a God-led lifestyle, hope, joy, and peace are just knocking at your door. So, if you're ready to finally team up with God, doing things in His strength instead of your own, you better turn that Mickey Mouse on for your kids and plug in those headphones, Mama, so we can go partner with God. Hey friends, it's good to be back, finally recording after maternity leave and talking to you guys. If you hadn't noticed, I was supposed to get an episode out on Tuesday, but I ended up actually getting COVID the last week and a half-ish. So I am going to keep this episode a little shorter than usual because I got such a bad sore throat from it that my voice really hasn't been working and it's been really weak here lately. So talking straight for 30 minutes probably isn't gonna happen today. Anyways, I am super excited to finally be back and talking with you guys and hanging out since I have been on maternity leave and playing with this little one right here who's in my arms. Oh yeah, and just in case you hear her in the background, my other daughter, my eldest, we are outside playing, and she's playing with the puppies, so you might hear her talking to Chip a lot, in case you hear her saying Chip. Okay, so I just want to talk to you guys today about what I have learned over this past week with having COVID. I mean, it was scary. I mean, I've had it before, but I didn't have it with a 2-month-old before. When I got it last go around 2 years ago, Ashton was actually, how old was she? Like 8 months, something like that. And so I wasn't as nervous for her. I was still nervous by all means, but she got through it perfectly fine, and none of us really had symptoms last go around. We were just tired. And then this go around, it was definitely a stronger case. It was definitely hit us a little bit harder. We all got fevers, including my baby girl, Willow, who, like I said, is only 2 months old. And I just kept stressing over whether she was breathing or not, or whether she was okay. And I definitely had to lean into God a little bit more this go around because of my fears that were just constantly going through my brain. And that's what I want to share with you today is how I did lean on God and I allowed Him to carry me. I was so scared and so nervous when I found out that my youngest, Willow, got COVID. I was so nervous that she wasn't going to make it through, and I still catch myself in the middle of the night. I'm fine during the day, but in the middle of the night, I will pick up my baby and feed her, and then just watch her breathe and make sure there's none of those signs of struggling for breath. Like, she definitely has a stuffy nose. We all do, that's for sure. But everyone else I'm not as worried for because, you know, you can breathe out of your mouth and blow our noses. We're all old enough to do that, including Ashton. But Willow, I have to suck it out of her nose, and the syringe, the bulb, whatever it's called, it still is a little big to fit into her nose, and I can't really suck everything out, and it's just not as good as blowing your nose, you know? So I struggle with that, and I stress about that. And one night when it first happened, I finally was like, okay, fear is not from the Lord. Like, stress, anxiety, fear, yes, we're supposed to fear the Lord, but being scared fear of everything that's going on is not what God wants us to do. Like, He wants us to lean on Him and to allow Him to be our strength. And that night, I just sat down, holding my baby, and was like, okay, Lord, this fear is not from you. I'm not supposed to be scared. I'm supposed to trust you. And I do. I trust you. I trust that you are going to get us through this. I know that you didn't just bring these wonderful babies into my life for this short period of time. They have a purpose, just like I have a purpose and a calling. And so that's what I clung to. And I knew that a lot of my fear was just fear of not being able to help my baby in the middle of the night while I was sleeping. Like I said, during the day, I'm fine because I can hear something wrong or I can see something that's wrong and I can act on it and take care of it. But in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping, especially during COVID, oh my gosh, during that time, I was just so exhausted. I'm still exhausted because I'm not quite in the clear yet. I'm out of that 10-day window, but I'm still like, I don't know, it takes a hot minute to get over COVID 100%. And so I was just stressing, and I just gave it all to God. I just said, God, be my strength, be my eyes, be my ears. If something's wrong, please wake me up so that I can help my baby if there's something wrong that needs to be taken care of. And just let me rely on you to be my eyes and ears in the middle of the night rather than relying on myself and in my own strength, because that's just something that we cannot do. We cannot rely on our own strength in order to get through pretty much anything in this world, because we are not the ones who are capable of that, I guess. We want to rely on God's strength because He is so strong that He will get us through whatever that situation is. And if we take that away from Him, then we're just in the dark pretty much. We can't take care of ourselves. I know that this is definitely something that I talk about a lot, and it's because why would we want to rely on our own strength and doing things on our own when we can have God and Jesus there doing it with us and for us, if only we lean into them and allow them to take control rather than being the ones in control? Because I know that when I'm in control, things go south real fast and they don't ever go as planned. But when God's in control, things go as planned, at least the way He wants them to be planned. It may not be the way we want it to be, but it's still definitely the way it should be, and God is taking care of us through it. And we don't have to worry about getting things right or wrong because God will always be there for us, doing it for us. And it makes me think of what's it called? A poem that my mom used to carry around in her purse all the time, and I love it. And it's called Footprints in the Sand. And I'm going to read it to you. It says, "One night a man had a dream. He dreamed he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from his life. For each scene, he noticed 2 sets of footprints in the sand. One belonged to him and the other to the Lord. When the last scene of his life flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints in the sand. He noticed that many times along the path of his life, there was only 1 set of footprints. He also noticed that it happened at the very lowest and saddest times in his life. This really bothered him, and he questioned the Lord about it. Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. But I have noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life, there's only one set of footprints. I don't understand why, when I needed you most, you would leave me." The Lord replied, "My precious, precious child, I love you and I would never leave you. During your times of trials and sufferings, when you see only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you." And it's in these times of fear, when I am at my lowest, that I'm really thinking about this poem and how God is carrying me in these darkest times, and He is my strength instead of me being my strength. When I'm in my weakest, that means that all my strength is gone. That means that I have no more to give, but God has so much to give, and He wants to give it to us, and all we have to do is ask for it. And so, like I said, in these times where I am at my lowest, I am constantly thinking of this poem and asking for God to give me His strength and to be my voice or my courage or whatever it is in that time that I need. This season, this couple of weeks where COVID has been my fear for my littlest baby girl, I've definitely been asking for a lot of courage and for Him to be my eyes and ears when I'm sleeping and to give me the wisdom to know what to do in these times, because I am not perfect. I do not know everything, no matter how much I wish I did. And the internet can only tell you so much, and then you need to go to the doctors. So I try not to lean on the internet and lean on God and Him being there for me when I need it. Okay, so like I said, I want to keep this one a little bit shorter because my voice is starting to give way. And so I hope this tidbit definitely gives you the strength and the courage and the knowledge and wisdom, whatever it is that you need during this time to help get you through this struggle that maybe you're facing today or maybe you will face tomorrow. Okay, so with that being said, I will see you guys next week. Hopefully I can do a full episode and hopefully my voice is back to normal. So with that being said, I will see you guys next week, and I hope you have a great week as well.
Hey Mama, before you head out, if this episode has blessed you in any way, would you please go and leave a written review over on Apple Podcasts so that it can reach, bless, and impact many other mamas the way it has you. I also want to personally invite you to come and join me and many other like-minded mamas over in my free Facebook group. I would love to hear your thoughts, answer your questions, and keep this conversation going. Praying God continues to bless you. See you next time.